everyone. Welcome to part 19 of 40. You saw me knitting on my swatch. That belongs to the Knitting Bag of Tricks workbook. And this swatch will go on pause for now, because for lesson 2 you need a new swatch, but in lesson 6 you turn back to this one. So, and you saw it up to here. After that I had to make some stockinettes in different ways. So wrapping the yarn around the other way, front leg, back leg, stuff like that. And the assignment for the last 4 rows was make all different kinds of combinations. So front leg, back leg, clockwise, counterclockwise, wrapping, also for the purl side. So, and make it as difficult as possible. So use all the combinations, and then you had to knit and purl one row without looking and seeing if you could feel if there was a front leg or a back leg stitch on the needle, and knit it in the correct way. And after that I filled out my swatchivations to make note on how that went, but it went very well. It was clear to me most of the times. I could feel on the needle if I had a front leg or a back leg mounted stitch as the first stitch, and if I could not feel it and I tried to knit the stitch, it feels awkward. If you try to knit a stitch that is mounted with the back leg closest to the needle, it feels awkward if you try to knit it through the front leg. So I checked my work afterwards and I did a good job. I understood the assignment, and this swatch will go in hibernation for now, because for lesson 2 I need to make a new swatch with other yarn. I found another present from my secret skein. This weighs next to nothing, so I have one present here and this big one. I decided that that is one present. So, but it is so light, so light. Yesterday I unpacked the candle. This is quite heavy. This is a glass jar with a candle inside. So, yeah, I'm so curious to see what's in there. But in today's package, I again found a gift from Atelier Marie-Lucienne. And this time it's a keychain. Look how cute this is. So I need to find myself a project bag to put this on. I don't want to put it on my handbag that I usually carry around, because I would not want this to get wet during a rainy day or something. So on my handbag there is also some charms, an I Love Knitting, a tape measure, and a yarn ball with knitting needles. But these are metal, so that's that's not a problem if they get wet, or I don't know what the material is, but you understand that I don't want to get this one wet. So 2 more presents to go. But the fact that I freed another present means that I did knit on my meringue. And I put a cable in there because I was looking at it and I was like, this is quite long already. I have 6 contrast colors in right now. I believe the pattern tells you to do 9 repeats. So that would mean 3 more, and I have 4 or 5 green colors. I'm not sure. This is the next that will go in here. And after that I have the blues. But I already discussed that earlier, that if I do all the colors, I might end up with a restraint jacket. Because this is a shoulder warmer. I put it on a knitting cord to be able to try it on. This is a shoulder warmer that you kind of pull down like this. And, well, you can probably see what I mean. If I do 15 repeats of this, it will end up somewhere around my waist, I think. And that would be kind of limiting. So once I have knitted in all the greens, I will check back to see if I am happy with the length and the way it looks. Don't you just love how it looks? I really, really like it. So, okay. To be continued, as usual. Let's see, I want to take the cable out again. So, I will carefully put my stitches back on the needle. Here's one part. Here is the other part. So, well, you will see that again this week. When I finished this beautiful golden yellow, I also worked on my stripy socks. And before I started the chocolate cake on this one, I did the 2 rounds of chocolate cake on my socks as well. So they are ready for contrast color 7, which is this one. I have also been knitting on my Groningen Provinciaal design. I talked about it yesterday. I started it on Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure. Anyways, I have the first part finished and I checked Knit Companion, which keeps track of the time, and it took me 8 something hours. Of course, I had to check my pattern the entire time, and so it's not completely truthful, I think. But when I'm going to knit the second part, I will start a new project in Knit Companion with the pattern for part 2. So then my counters will reset to 0 again, and then we can check if I can do the second part faster. It has a somewhat more, no, it's not complicated, but you need to do more things for the pattern in that part of the shawl. So that might slow me down a little, but we will just see. I hope to start it today, but I also hope to record a video for a later point in time when I don't have time to record on that day. Like, for example, when I go to Breda next week for the yarn show. Yeah, like I said yesterday, I discussed it with my osteopath. Today I have a different pain sensation. I felt bruised all the time, but now it's more like pain that you feel in your muscles when you have worked out. So there's definitely a difference. I'm taking the last of the heavy painkillers today, so I have to see how that works out. Last night I had a kind of bumpy nights of sleep. I woke up at 3:30. I tried to get back to sleep, but that didn't work. So in the end, I got up at 4, went downstairs, had a cup of tea, knitted the last 8 rows of my Groningen Provinciaal, the first part, and then I went back to sleep for another 2 hours or something. So the night was a bit short, but hey, that happens sometimes. But I am glad to experience a difference in how I feel. Yeah, this shoulder feels warm, my neck feels very warm on this side, so that means that blood circulation went up in those areas. My arm hurts up until here, and well, it was more located in my shoulder at first, but I think any change after a treatment by an osteopath is something good. So I don't worry about it too much. On the contrary, I applaud it because my body is definitely working things out. Yes. Anyways, that's it for now. I hope to put in some knitting time. Besides that, I'm going to record one extra for today, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Bye bye.